It's time to look at the exercises that will build mass in the upper and the lower mid chest. This machine is used to target your center lower pecs. If we go through the mechanics of the machine, the movement is from outside to inside and from bottom to top. It's sort of a scoop movement such that we can target our central lower pecs. In this post, I've tried building the most comprehensive chest workout regimes you'll ever come across. Without getting into the technical jargons, I'd like to let you know that your chest muscles can be divided into 5 portions: upper chest, mid chest, lower chest, side chest, and your center chest. I'm going to show you how I targeted all these 5 portions of the chest in order to build mass and these shredded pec muscles. Let's go, baby!
वेलकम टू द चैनल ऑफ श्रेडेड वरुण। नीचे सब्सक्राइब बटन पर क्लिक करें, ये बिल्कुल फ्री है। इंस्टाग्राम पे श्रेडेड वरुण को फॉलो करें।
Let's start the upper pec workout with the lying chest press machine. There are multiple grips possible in this machine, but in this case you need to grab the horizontal handle. If you carefully observe, my neck, the bottom part of my neck is slightly ahead in line with those handles. In that way, I can actually isolate and target particularly those upper pecs. When you go at the top, fully contract. When you come down at the bottom, give stretch, but only up to an extent where your shoulder joint is comfortable. Do not overstretch or else you can get injured. So if we take a closer look, you can see how those upper pecs are being isolated and are being engaged throughout the motion. Next variation is seated chest press, in which I've adjusted the seat height such that the handles are just below my neck level, and because the motion is from outside to inside, I'm able to target the upper inner chest, which is a difficult area to target using dumbbells or barbells. So while doing inclined dumbbell chest press, let your neck and shoulder region hang outside the bench. Hold your body against the ground using your legs. This posture actually helps me in increasing the range of motion because my shoulders are hanging outside the bench, so I'm able to move them freely. Make sure your elbows do not move in a straight line, they are slightly at an angle, and the dumbbell should move from outside to inside. You can also use inclined bench press, but I prefer dumbbell and machine as I can isolate those upper pecs and increase range of motion. Let me also show you something different, how to use flat bench press to target the upper chest. Lie down on the bench, hold the bar just outside your shoulder width. And you don't have to go heavy in this. I have added only 10 kg plate each side. Go light weights. Because our elbow is moving in the straight line and not at an angle, actually it can add stress on your shoulder joint if you go heavy. When you bring the bar down, make sure it touches the bottom part of your neck. You can clearly see that I'm able to increase my range of motion because I'm able to bring the bar down to my neck region. So it increases the depth of motion. And when you move the bar up, give full stretch at the top so that you can feel contraction of your upper pecs. So after finishing the presses, now it's time to do the cable. Set the pulley at the bottom. Slightly bend your elbows. Okay, the cable of course provides you a greater range of motion. Squeeze at the top. Stretch when you go down. Only stretch to an extent where your shoulder mobility allows. Do not overstretch. In order to further increase range of motion, I've started crossing my arms over each other in order to achieve a greater contraction in those upper pecs. See, this is where the cable makes a difference over presses. By using cables, we can achieve a much higher range of motion. Okay, time to check the pump on those upper pecs after the presses and the cable. Wow, look how those upper pecs are activated. And how can we forget the seated fly machine? Set the seat at the bottommost. I like to emphasize that I'm again targeting the upper pecs using this fly machine. That's why I place my body at the bottommost and my hands at the top so that I can engage more with my upper pecs. See, all these upper pec exercises, they can add stress to your shoulder joint. So don't go very heavy in them. Only go up to an extent where your shoulder joint does not come under super stress. Bonus tip for advanced athletes, you can end the set with partial reps. Partial reps will put a greater stress on your muscle fibers for those extra bit of gains at the end of the set. So if you like this video, please click on like and subscribe button below. It's free. Free hai yaar, kar do click. So while doing flat bench, if your bench allows, you can also elevate the bench at a slight angle of 15 degrees. It is not compulsory, but I feel I'm able to engage my mid chest better if it is slightly elevated. Now observe the tempo, how slowly I am going. Throughout the motion from top to bottom, I am connected with my mid chest. It is very important. It is easy to just come and lift a large amount of weight, but throughout the motion, are you connected with your muscle? See, this is the difference between building muscle and building strength. When you focus on building muscle, go slow and keep the stress on the muscle fiber throughout the motion. See, the advantage of flat dumbbell presses is that the motion is not restricted in a straight line, unlike barbell flat bench press. In case of dumbbell, you are able to move the dumbbells from outside to inside, thereby increasing the contraction at the top. Go slow, and when you bring the dumbbell down, take a pause at the bottom, and when you take the dumbbell up, give full stretch at the top. So after finishing the presses, now it's time for the cable. Keep the hook at the shoulder height. So just two things you need to keep in mind. First is that keep your elbows slightly bent, and when you take the cable at the back, make sure that you only take it till the point your shoulder joint allows you. Don't overstretch it. And when you bring the cable at the front, squeeze those pectoral muscles and take a short pause. So here I'll make slight changes. See, this is the actual definition of cable crossover. I'm crossing my arms over each other, thereby increasing the contraction, thereby increasing the range of motion. If you can clearly see how beautifully I'm able to squeeze those center pec muscles. Next is seated fly machine. Two important things to keep in mind. Adjust the lock up to an extent where your shoulder mobility allows your hands to go back. Secondly, adjust the height of the seat such that when you bring the handles in the front, it engages with your mid chest. If you observe the motion, when I'm bringing my hands in the front, I'm moving my body at the back, and when I'm taking my hands at the back, I'm moving my neck and the upper back in the front bent position. This increases the range of motion, and I'm able to stretch those pec fibers up to a greater extent. So after finishing the upper and the middle chest, now it's time to hit those lower pecs. Started with decline bench press. See how I'm taking the bar up to my neck level. In this way, I'm able to increase the range of motion, and I'm not only covering the lower chest, it is actually covering the complete pectoral muscle from top to bottom. Decline bench press, by the way, is my favorite chest exercise, as it hits the complete pectoral muscles and not only your lower chest. In case you only want to target the lower pecs, you can bring the bar just below the nipples and not up to the neck level. In order to target the lower pecs using cable, you need to set the pulley at the topmost position. Intuitively, you will feel that it is targeting your upper chest, but that's not the case. It is actually targeting your lower chest. Keep your elbows slightly bent, and when you bring the cable at the bottom, squeeze completely. Along with your lower pecs, your side chest also gets covered in this variation. This particular exercise, your cable will move. It will scoop down like this. Your handle will scoop down in this direction. See how I'm able to engage with my lower and side chest? Right? See, both hands will move like this. Bonus tip for all three cable workouts: keep your both feet some distance apart, one after the other. And instead of keeping your body in a straight line, take a slight arch at the back. And so this arch helps in moving the scapula freely, and you can feel a greater stretch and contraction of those pec muscles. Next variation is parallel bar dips. It targets your side chest, lower chest and front deltoids. Face away from the cushion seat, because if you face the cushion seat, then it becomes a variation for triceps instead of chest muscles. Keep your body slightly inclined in the front position, and when you go down, do not overstretch, otherwise it can cause injury in your shoulders. So now it's time to look at the exercises that will build mass in the upper and the lower mid chest. This is a being strong isolateral chest press machine. This machine is used to target your center lower pecs. If we go through the mechanics of the machine, the movement is from outside to inside and from bottom to top. It's sort of a scoop movement such that we can target our central lower pecs. Don't put too heavy weights in this machine, otherwise it will start engaging your tricep and shoulder instead of chest. I have taken a narrow grip. You can also take a broad grip. Depends on what muscle area of chest you're targeting. Make sure your back is always resting against that seat. And to reduce stress on the elbow joint, make sure your elbows are slightly bent when you bring the hands up. Let's look at our next variation, which is called as incline bench dumbbell squeeze press. I don't think so there's anything to explain here. It's self-explanatory, other than the fact that whenever you take the dumbbell up, squeeze the shit out of that mid chest line. Beautiful exercise to build that mass in the center chest. Our next variation includes lying chest press machine. See, I'm grabbing the straight arm handles from the edge, and your body should be placed in such a way such that your nipples are in line with your grip. When you take your arms up, squeeze that mid chest line, and when you bring it down, give complete stretch. See, the line of motion of the machine is from outside to inside, which is helping me in engaging with my mid chest. Talking about mid chest, how can we forget the T-bar chest press? See, I think the motion is self-explanatory. It is targeting my lower mid chest. After we are done with our presses and cable pulls, it's time to finish the chest with dumbbell pullovers. Dumbbell pullovers is a very complicated exercise. This requires a separate post. For now, I can tell you to keep these three things in mind. First, keep your elbows bent throughout the motion. Secondly, take the dumbbell back only up to an extent where your shoulder mobility allows. Thirdly, throughout the motion, keep your hips below the bench level. All in all, dumbbell pullover is an excellent exercise as it targets your complete pec muscles from top to bottom, but it should be done in presence of an expert trainer only. So it is very important to know which muscle is the exercise targeting, because if you don't know, then how will you build a mind-muscle connection? And if you cannot build a mind-muscle connection, then how will you build that muscle? So exercise is just 50% part of your fitness. The other 50% part is your diet. Diet plays a very important role in achieving the complete results. See, in gym, you just go and break down the muscle. But when you go back home and you take the right nutrition, then your muscle building starts happening. So if you take training from me, I will teach you the correct form of exercise, the correct technique, and then when you go back home, how many calories you should take, how many carbs you should take, how many protein you should take, what should be your fat sources, and what are the supplements that you should take. So I have 20 plus years of weight training experience. I'm a self-trained athlete, lifetime natural. If you want to take training from me, check out the website link given below. Buy my plan and Shredded Varun will personally train you. So after finishing the complete chest workout, let's check out the pump in the chest muscles. Look at that side chest position. Look at those striations in the mid chest line. Beauty. Oh, I love chest workout.